Hi, I'm Real Giant Demon, and this is my February pickups. I picked up a number of things this month. I spent far too much money, but we'll start with the first one. Now, I've wanted one of these for my collection, haven't got one. So we have a Master System. It's a version 1, but it's not perfect. If you'll see on the screen at the moment, I'm going to do it a little bit. There's a little bit of a problem with the output from the AV connector on the back, but I'm told that after a bit of searching on the internet that it's easily resolved by resoldering the connectors on the board. So it's a little bit of a project, really. It's not in brilliant shape. It's a little bit of damage at the bottom here, but it's not awful. And it's a little bit dirty, so I'm actually quite looking forward to popping open the cover and getting a go at it. It did come with, however, and this is a little bit sad really that it didn't come with what I was hoping for. It did actually come with a sort of a multi-pad. It's got a 9-pin connector, and it's also got a Super Nintendo connector. It's not a bad little pad, but that wasn't the original one. So if you haven't got the original pad, well, there's only one thing to do, isn't there? If you haven't got the original pad, that's to buy the original pad as well. So I added that to the collection. So I actually bought a separate additional pad there for the whole thing. That was a sensible option, if you ask me, because I kind of like playing original with original. It makes sense. So yeah, so we got the AV problem that was there. So in the meantime, well, I'm really desperate to play the games that I was going to get with it. So I had to do something about that as well. So I ended up buying one of these. If you've never had one of these before, this is a converter, and basically it plugs into a standard Mega Drive. So I've bought the converter so I can put in the games in the top there, and if you add card games, they fit in there. Now this, and you see, I had to buy one of these as well because it was actually cheaper than buying a power converter for a Mega Drive 2, because I've got a Mega Drive 2. I had to buy Mega Drive 1. It's getting quite yellow, but it works. It's in really good shape, actually, to be fair, in the sense of working. And then you plug your power converter in like that in the top of there, and then your games in the top of there. So I had to buy a Mega Drive as well. So not only did I buy a Master System, but I also bought a Mega Drive just to play the games that I'd actually bought. The Master System I bought, though, however, did come with a few games. Not all of them in the best shape, but I will go through them. Hopefully you can stick them on the screen as we do it. So we had taz-mania. I actually think this is better than the Mega Drive version, having played it a little bit. I can't help feeling that the Mega Drive version wasn't quite as good. If you haven't seen it, or the Mega Drive version, I do recommend having a look at Man Cave Gaming's review of it on his site. I'll put a link in the description below anyway. So that's Taz-Mania Devil. Should be a bit of footage now running on the screen so that you can see it. Yeah, as I say, I think it's slightly better than the original sort of or the Mega Drive version of it. So yeah, we've got Taz-Mania Devil. There's a lot. You'll get amazed. I spent far too much money this month. Alien Syndrome. I'm going to stick a bit, as again, what I'll do is I'll stick a bit of footage on the screen right now. It's a shooter where your aim is to rescue hostages from horrible aliens. It's not a bad game. Box could do with a little bit sort of whatever else it is, a little bit of TLC, but yeah, no instructions unfortunately with that one, and none with the Taz-Mania Devil as well. Anyway, should be some footage running on the screen now for that. Okay, next. Global Defense. This one I bought. It's also known as SDI, which is Strategic Defense Initiative, I think it is. It's basically you fly around as a little satellite and you shoot down missiles that are being fired at, and there's an offensive and a defensive section to it. Should be some footage running about now. A little bit on the screen, bit of missile being shot down, a few things like that, and that'll be quite nice. Anyway, so on to the next one. I told you, I spent a fortune this month. Asterix. Amazing reviews for this one, actually. Not a bad Master System game at all. I think very underrated, but at the same time very, very good. Fighting the Romans, they were. Not the best of shape for the box, but again, should be some nice footage running of it right now for you to have a little look at. Right, on we go. So we got Ayrton Senna. This is GP Monaco or Super Monaco GP2. Just a racing car game. Nothing very exciting about this. Again, not in the best of shape the boxes. But as I say, this is just something new. It was kind of I haven't got one. And I thought I'll just add to it. So it's actually very easy to collect when you haven't actually got anything. Not bad reviews for that particular one, to be honest. But bit of footage now. Okay, now this one. This is the Sega Master System arcade smash hits. This is actually very, very good. It has Centipede, it has Missile Command, and it has Breakout. And I have to admit, it's one of the nicest and most playable Centipedes I've actually ever played. Hopefully, I'll have the footage running about now. Okay, and we'll go. So, yeah, arcade smash hits. So we're not done yet. We're only halfway, I think. Strider on the Master System again, based on the arcade game of the same name. Not a bad shape actually for this one. They could all do with a bit of a clean. Actually, I'm going to do a little video on cleaning the contacts on these particular things. Oh, actually, I just noticed that. Never noticed that before. It's got the catalogue. That's quite a rare edition. I hadn't even noticed that before. It's the catalogue of the games that you can get. Wow, I'll have a little look at that later. So, yeah, that one's Strider. Go with some footage. Populous, not in the best of shapes, got box-wise. This is a strategy game. I'm not entirely sure why I bought this one, to be honest, because they're never particularly good without a mouse and a sort of keyboard. It's really a PC game that was converted over by Tech Magic. A little bit of drawing going on the thing as well. So, but I don't know how well I played it. I'll put some footage on the screen now. I'm not entirely sure how well it is actually to without reading the manual, how easy it is to actually play. Right. Okay. Next. Cool Spot. Had this on the Mega Drive. Yeah, I never know where Cool Spot actually came from, really. I have a feeling he's some kind of mascot for Virgin, but I don't think he lasted very long. It's a platformer. It's not in too bad shape at all, to be honest with you. I'll let a little footage run on the screen right now, so that you can see what it looks like. But yeah, Cool Spot. Okay, let's get one going. Let's see what we got. Right, Alien Storm. This is a conversion again of an arcade game of the same name. This is the Master System version. I'll pop up some. I'll just show you the inside. I don't think there's any control things in here. Oh God! Right, that's not going to come. Right, well, we're not going to do that one right now, but we will at some point. Anyway, but I'll let some footage run on the screen right now. It's actually not too bad, that one. It's kind of it's the footage is you'll see is a little bit of the level. And it's not too bad at all, actually. Not too bad. This one, there seems to be thousands of copies of this running around. I assume there must have been a pack that included the Olympic gold. This is Barcelona 1992. There seems to be tons of them swimming around the system. Actually, it's quite a good game. It's got your old sort of tapping the keys to run. I'll let some footage run on the screen at the moment. But yeah, it's not bad at all. I quite like it, actually. I was quite surprised. I was pleasantly surprised considering you can get it for about 50p on certain sites. So yeah, no, it's not too bad. Okay, what else we got? We have Alien 3. This is the Master System version of the Mega Drive game, or probably just a Master System of its own. It's not bad, actually. It's a little bit sticky, but for an 8-bit system, it's not bad at all. I'll let a little bit of footage run there on the screen. Okay, we're working our way through it all. Yeah, there's a few here that are just cheapies that I picked up. I mean, World Soccer, it's not the best of soccer games. In fact, it's very, 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 very uncomfortable to play. I don't particularly like it, but you know, if you're going to collect, you might as well collect from the beginning. So yeah, it's on there. Do you know something? The thing about it is, I always felt a bit sorry for the Master System. They had the SNES with the really good stuff, and then you had the Master System with this sort of grid thing going on. What's that all about? I mean, seriously, it looks like maths paper. You know, I'm going to do some homework on this later. It's ridiculous, really. It didn't, you know, it's meant to be games, it's meant to be fun. But anyway, so we'll put that on one side. Okay, last two from here anyway. Okay, pro wrestling. Again, millions of these seem to be swimming around. Just added to the collection. I didn't actually mind this. I'll pop some footage on screen. It's actually not too bad. It's a sort of, you know, beat up the sort of the other wrestlers in a tag team situation. It's not bad at all, actually. Anyway, right, okay, and then the last one with the most horrendously damaged case. I actually saw a case being sold without the game and without the manual for £3 on eBay. I should really buy it because this is a disgrace, really. Look at that. Somebody's murdered it. Look at that. Oh, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Master System, and it is absolutely, it is most definitely seen better days. And then when you look at the cartridge, you realise why. It was for rental, and it was a rental one. And as I say, it has seen much better days. Anyway, I'll put a little bit of footage of that one up on the screen so that you can see it. It's not too bad, actually. Do you know what I really like about it is how bright it is? But I really need to replace this. Now, there's one of these questions, isn't it? I mean, you could probably get this image, print it yourself, and stick it in. But I think it's better to get the original. I think by a long way, that's the best way to do it. Anyway, right, okay. So enough Moonwalker. Last two items that I purchased this month, and the last things I'm buying this month. It's absolutely 100% the last things I'm buying this month. All right. For my PC Engine, I got this one, which is the F1 Triple Battle. I'll stick some footage on the screen. I love these. Don't you just love the thinness of these cards? I can't say enough about how good these are, and they're really nice. I like them. Anyway, yeah. So that's F1 Triple Battle, and then this one, which is Namco Tennis, effectively. It's tennis basically. So we've got a racing game, we've got a tennis game. One thing I did notice, however, interesting enough about these things, and which I've never had one of these before, and I recently bought one this month. In fact, was it this month or last month? Could have been last month, but anyway, bought one. There is a difference in size when you put them up to each other by a millimetre or so. So if you insert them into the PC Engine and you say this one, push it in, right in, it's fine. But it's a depth thing. Sometimes it's actually not deep enough into the machine to actually pick up the prongs. It's really quite interesting that. I was quite surprised that there was those few millimetres made a difference. So it actually caught me out initially. I thought, oh gosh, these don't work. But it actually turned out to be the fact that you just kind of slide it and wait until it locks, but not force it, say, right in like you might do with a normal cartridge. Anyway, so yeah, so these are my my wads of pickups for the month. You know, all kinds of stuff going on here: Mega Drives to Master Systems to bits and pieces. You know, just tons, too much stuff actually. To be fair, this month, yeah. So yeah, February has been a Sega-tastic month, I think is the answer to that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.